This is the frame for the quadcopter that I'm making. I will test if it is stable enough now, but before that I will show you how I made it. At first I saw out the two wooden squares. With a pencil I marked the surface on the two parts for later. They have a side length of 14 cm and a thickness of 4 mm. The wood is laminated birch wood. If you don't have an electrical saw, you can do this by hand, of course. Then I smoothened the edges with sandpaper. The wooden boards are not perfectly flat. By turning one of the parts around, this will be equalized later when they are screwed together. Then I connected the edges with a pencil. The holes are 28 and 70 mm away from the middle point on all four sides. I clamped the wooden boards together to hold them in position during the drilling. I couldn't find my 3 mm wood drill, so I have to use a metal drill. With the tip of a bigger wood drill I stepped into the position of the holes. Obviously that's not necessary if you have a 3 mm wood drill. Then I drilled the holes on my drill press. It's possible to do this with a hand drill, but then you should consider using a 3.5 or a 4 mm drill because it is harder to be accurate, and the accuracy is needed because N3 screws fit relatively tight into 3 mm holes. After the drilling I marked the sides because this will be the position in which everything will be screwed together at the end. At the top plate I drilled 4 more holes according to the holes on the SainSmart Maker that I want to use as the flag controller. The quadcopter arms are made from 10 mm aluminium square pipes. The wall thickness is 1 mm. The material is ALMG SI 0.5. I wanted to saw the 4 arms out of this 1 meter long piece, so the length of each arm will be somewhere between 24 and 25 cm. The absolute length is not important, it is only important that they all have the same length. I reached this by cutting the 1 meter long piece in half first and then cutting these 2 pieces in half again. Here I measured the middle point. To avoid inaccuracies I measured from both sides. Then I saw at the middle point with a metal saw. Start slow at the beginning to guide the saw blade, then faster. As I said, I repeated this with the 2 about half a meter long parts. After I smoothened the ends of the aluminium square pipes with some sandpaper, I scribed the middle at the end of them where the holes will be. If you don't have a vernier height gauge, use a ruler and pencil. The first hole is 50 mm away from the edge, the second hole is 42 mm away from the first hole. The hole's positions are then marked with a central punch. The holes are 3 mm in diameter. Here I deburred them with a countersink. To assemble it together I used 25 mm long M3 cylinder head screws and matching washers. I had to enlarge two of the holes in the wood plates with a 3.5 mm drill because they were a bit off and didn't overlap with the holes in the aluminium arms. After that everything fitted good. On the bottom of the frame I also put washers on the screws before I screw hex nuts on them. I left them a bit loose to be able to correct the position of the arms with a 90-degree square. When they were in the right position and in a right angle to each other, I tightened the screws. The frame isn't completely finished. I haven't finally decided how I want to mount the motors and attach the battery, but it is a solid base for whatever they may come. Let's see if it is strong enough. Each of my motors with propeller can generate a maximum thrust that equals 800 gram. Altogether this makes 3.2 kg, so if it can hold 5 kg without breaking or bending too much, then it will most likely also not break during the flight. It can hold it easily. The mass of the frame is 240 gram. There is room to make it lighter by using thinner center plates and materials like CFK, but for me that's okay. With all the other components, the quadrocopter will have a mass of around 1 kilogram. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.